Hey guys, and welcome to the first episode of the Invar Technologies Podcast. Excited to have our guest, who is none other than the CEO of Invar, Vadim Shelomyanov. We'll be diving into his story today, a little bit about what Invar Technologies specializes in and what we do, and some engaging insights into the IT and cybersecurity industry. So make sure to stick around. But I'll go ahead and kick this off to you, Vadim. If you could just introduce yourself, tell a quick snippet of your story and your background prior to starting Invar Technologies.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for having me on the podcast. This is very exciting, and I really believe in your mission. So definitely good stuff. Thank you for having me. A little bit about myself. Vadim Shelomyanov. I'm the CEO and CTO still at the moment of Invar Technologies. We're a full-service IT provider that accelerates enterprise growth and profitability.
Awesome.
And my mission is really to make people lives happier when they're at work. And either it's through employees, translating into the customers. We could talk about that more a bit, but and the users that use the technology at our customers, who we're trying to have them work faster, smarter, and be happier while they do it.
Yeah, no, it's such a great mission statement, right? Because I think that's important. Kind of being that business that can say, "Hey, we just want to make your lives easier. We want to make your business flow better. We want to make sure that we're able to grow with you." I think that's important. I'm always curious to kind of ask, how people really got into the IT and cyber, IT and cybersecurity industry in general. What was it that was there a moment from childhood that like always sparked like a technology interest, or was there something that you just always knew you wanted to kind of pursue a passion with, building a company tech related? What was there specific something that you could kind of outline, or what do you think about that?
I think a lot has to do, and I'm blessed to have parents that were very technologically advanced, that originally actually happened to start the company as software developers and database administrators, and kind of it evolved into my first project, and while still in the university in undergrad, building a platform for a university that did a lot of funds, RFPs from different organizations. So we've optimized that. We went from tons of Excel sheets into a streamlined process platform. And that, kind of inspired me to build solutions. So when I start engaging with a new prospect, a new company that potentially needs an upgrade of some level in technology area of the business, I always look at it as like, oh, what cooler things we can do here to make things better and faster, leveraging technology. So it's to every new prospect is like a solution for me that we expand and really have some great results with. So, building solutions is really what kind of streamed from the very young age for me.
Yeah, it's always so fascinating to me to kind of hear everybody's different approach into the industry, how they kind of got into it, because you go into dedicate your life to something, right? It's like this is like your life's work, right? Your company is your baby, and so to kind of have that passion, or whatever it was. I always see that people had that technology based influence from some point in childhood or some point in college or whatever it may be. But that's awesome. But
in terms of cybersecurity, you asked specifically about how we got into. That was already a process of evolution, right? We started a while ago, and cybersecurity was just highly spoken about initially. Today, it's absolute permission to play. If you're not hyper focusing in cybersecurity across everything that you do, you really shouldn't be in that business, because that's really the foundation of everything that any IT infrastructure support, consultation really has to be built around.
Definitely. Yeah. And it's crazy because, there's so much, private equity and, different types of investment firms that are coming into the space for that exact reason, because they see like how much cybersecurity and IT is really exploding because of the fact that it's a necessity, right? Like there is a big demand for cybersecurity because it's crazy to look at some of the statistics on some of these small, medium-sized businesses that do get hit by cyber attacks. But I believe it's about 70-75% of them go out of business within like the next 12 months after getting, cyber breach. So it's a crazy statistic. So it's like, this is something that is very serious that needs to be, that companies really need to take seriously. So that's, I feel like, why it's kind of moving in that direction as well. But on that topic, I'm sure you've probably seen a lot of evolvement of the IT and even cybersecurity space. Is there anything that's really standing out to you in terms of, trends at the current moment that maybe you're paying attention to that you think that you'd like to kind of share with the audience?
Trends in cybersecurity space, or just in
You could
general?
touch, yeah, you could touch on. I mean, you could touch on trends in terms of IT, if you want to spread. I know they're separate, but like they obviously are. They're intertwined as well. But I'm curious as to maybe your first just take on obviously IT in general.
Trends in IT are definitely all going towards business intelligence and looking at the data, operational, transactional, strategical data, analyzing it and attempting to make decisions better, faster, more confidently the next time around those come up. So anything, and then technology is foundational. A most of the data is in some sort of a system that would be called under the IT hat. So all the strategies that especially we are focused on is to help businesses grow faster. The only way you could do that is by analyzing their past performance and looking for things to change through the process, through operational maturity, through technology, and make it better the next time around, and even have the data suggest those decisions, because in many cases we find that it's all there. So from the IT perspective, cybersecurity, in my opinion, is anything and everything that IT touches has to be to the best practices in today's day and age. And those things are changing. So it's not a destination. You can't get to a place and say, I'm now cybersecurity protected. Anyone tells you that you're not hackable, run.
Yeah.
Right? Because they don't know what they're talking about. That's you cannot be 100% protected ever. Things are changing so fast. Multiple times a day, there's new things that come out that can change the current status of your technology stack, and make it either more vulnerable or less vulnerable. Most of the time, it's more vulnerable. And so it's a journey. So it's a continuous process for cybersecurity. So, and the things are going into a similar direction, analyzing the data about different activities and events, and correlating against different systems and correlating against different data sets, and ultimately bringing that information down to the particular end users and systems and networks, and mitigating the vulnerabilities and closing those holes as fast as you can, right? Really using the data that you've seen leveraged somewhere else and whatnot. So yeah, so that's kind of.
Yeah, no, there's a great points. I think it's so hard for companies, cybersecurity companies, because you obviously can never say that you're 100% protected, right? It's just, There's just no way. There's too many different factors that go into things, and more likely than not, I believe it's around 90% of cyber attacks are usually are from human error at the end of the day, right? If someone clicks on a link and it's a phishing attack or whatever it may be, in terms of the cyber incident, usually has to do with someone inside the company, right? So there's only so much a cybersecurity company can do from the outside perspective. But I think a big thing that we're really seeing is incident response, right? Like what's happening after an attacker gets in? What type of response plan do you have in place to make sure that they're getting neutralized right away, and to make sure that they're not going to be able to, really expedite any type of damage inside your company? So,
That's
great,
for
great,
sure.
great, great.
It's
Yeah,
not. We believe that it's not if, it's about when
yeah,
a security event will happen,
yeah.
and then what are you going to do about it?
And it's sad too, because some organizations really take a very lackadaisical approach to cybersecurity in general, and it's almost like, man, I really hope you don't get, I hope you don't get a cyber attack, but chances are you're probably something's going to happen at some point.
Right.
So it's, we tried to warn you, right? And most people I feel like most companies prioritize breach or cybersecurity after they have a breach, right? That's when they kind of come to you and say, oh well, yeah, this just happened, X and X happened. Then they come and talk to you.
Right.
But I wanted to kind of segue a little bit and ask you a little bit about what you guys are building over there at Invar Technologies, because I definitely think it's something special. I wanted to maybe just have you share a little bit about your company.
Yeah, thank you. We hope it's special. It's really going in the trends that we've talked about earlier. It's really helping businesses grow faster and really optimize their profitability. And ultimately, we set that as a goal for our customers. So whatever we do has to help them achieve the goal of more profitability and faster growth as an organization. So besides providing stress-free technology upgrades and modernization, and providing cloud services and monitoring and migrations and kind of building out the environments, um, we also provide the full service IT, so the help desk and end user support and full infrastructure support uh, to go along with it. And we believe that every customer has a journey, and with us, it's kind of, we turn it into a plan. Almost doesn't matter where they start, but they typically start where things aren't that great, and they need some sort of upgrades and resolution, and then they need compliance in many cases, or they need some sort of a validation that they're meeting at least to a degree all the best practices in their space. And then where does that all go? Well, you need to continue growing. You want to grow faster. So once you've achieved those basic foundational components of the maturity for the IT of the organization, you then the organization then moves into the analysis and optimization stage. At which point, like I said earlier, the data gets collected and put into single source, and then it gets analyzed. And that is what we build. We build in a tool specifically to help manufacturers, U.S.-based manufacturers, to optimize their operation in a very successful way. That is a plugin. So we're not looking to replace anything. We're not looking to major change anything really, because we know change is very, very hard. But what we're looking to do is give them a quick access to pre-calculated dashboards that are based off and taking input from their own data. Very simply, different ways to upload the data. Either you direct connect through APIs or Excel exports, but you basically get a plugin that you could put into different systems, either in their ERP system, in their CRM system, if it doesn't have it, operational planning, scheduling for, we're talking about manufacturers. So kind of give them a plugin or like a second screen, and it's like, hey, this is what you've missed out on, or this is what you should do to plan better and to order your raw materials better, and these are the vendors you should use, these are the times you should be doing it, and so on. So we're kind of building that as really add on to pretty much anyone in almost any system.
I love that. I love the approach that you take as well, kind of the vision that you have, which is we want to help companies grow, because you really don't hear that a lot with MSPs or different other IT related companies. But I think it's such an important kind of value proposition, and what you guys bring to the table is that, hey, we're focused. Yes, obviously we fix stuff, right? That's what we do. We fix things when when they don't work. But ideally, we're here to kind of support your growth, right, and help you grow as a business. And when you do grow, we want to make sure we put the right things in place for you. So I think that's a great little value proposition. And I'm curious as to maybe ask a little follow up. Would you say that's really where clients really get the most value from? Is when, because you guys have that growth oriented mindset? Um, would it be that, or is there other aspects where you think that clients really get value from when working?
Good question. And my answer would be the right type of client gets their value from that.
Mm-hmm.
Is the proactiveness. It's really the focus on getting better at what you're doing now and doing more and innovate as you go forward. Like if they have that mindset, if they are, that's where the CEO's focus is, and the operational folks are buy into the same mission, they get tremendous value by working with us. A lot of folks that don't have that, we may not be that ideal fit. We'll kind of ask them to upgrade their computers, every 3 years. We'll ask them things that to buy additional computers so that we have hot spares, so they don't, whenever you have to, when a computer breaks, because computers break, just like anything in the manufacturing world breaks, the computers break as well. And so have a spare that you don't have to wait 2 days to be down, and those are the type of proactive methodologies that we implement across the entire life cycle of our client relationships. And so for those that are buy into that, and for those folks that really want that growth, we are an exceptional partner.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I can definitely see that. I definitely see that. And, I know it's always kind of hard to say common challenges really that, clients are really facing amongst your client base, because I'm assuming it's probably diverse and you have different companies inside different industries maybe. But if you really had to maybe hone in on some of the common challenges you're really seeing some of your clients face before they begin working with you and starting a partnership, and then how do you really help them overcome those?
Yeah, sure. A lot of times customers come with us with very separated and kind of disconnected systems. You have a little subset of machines here, you have a little computer there, you have something here, or the support, even if they did work with another MSP, it's bare minimum. Typically the support is just provided really, okay, you need it here, okay, let's just do that here. No one really holistically thinks about, okay, what's the impact down the road, or like how will doing something here will change down the conveyor line platform, or even in between the sales and different departments. And so the value again kind of comes in by being proactive and connecting those things together, and really providing the immediate relief of things that don't work. That's typically our onboarding process, is just to come in and really focus on really what hurts at the moment, but be strategic about it. There's a big thing, like I say that we're not really a firefighters team. So like if your server is on fire, like you should be talking to the folks that got it there, or you should have like a cyber team. Like a lot of times we make a recommendation to have um, a response, like a very specific response team that is typically paid by insurance. So your cyber insurance should have a designated team that would, if it really blows up, it's really on fire, and your current team can't handle it, you should be talking to those folks that are hyper focused on bringing back what you already had. We then come into a picture typically after that, after either a big event, and now they're like, okay, well, so the insurance folks got us back to where we were, but where we were is really got us in this mess to begin with. So now we need to go somewhere that's not here. And so we basically then go through our life cycle and help the client get to where they want to be going. Again, focusing on their primary goal of driving their business to a better place.
Yeah, it's the North Star, right? That's what everything should be
Everything should
pushing
always.
towards.
Not helping that. Why are you doing it?
Exactly, exactly. I love that.
Why are you doing it? Right?
Yeah,
I'm not here to just fix your computers. Right? I'm not here to kind of status quo type of thing. Like you need to have a goal, and you need to want to get there, and you need to invest in many cases to get there. Yeah.
Definitely. And I think that's what kind of separates, right? There's a service provider and then there's a partner, right? And I think really good MSPs tend to be a partner, right? Like, hey, we want to come inside your business and we want to partner with you and show you exactly how we think you should grow your business in terms of technology in the technology world, right? And so that
Yeah.
definitely very useful case.
Yeah. Well said.
I,
Definitely.
I did want to ask you, obviously you're the CEO. You have to wear a lot of different hats, right? Like it just comes with the job, right? You gotta be the guy who talks to clients. You gotta be the sales, heading the sales. Doing the marketing. You have to have a controlling hand over almost everything that in your business, right? What would you say are some of the common challenges that really come with being a CEO right now of a growing and prospering MSP?
It would be a laundry list of things that's going on. But fundamentally, I think it comes down to like really analyzing past decisions and finding a strategy or hypothesis, like how to move to a better place and trying that. And that's kind of where I put myself most of the time, is trying to help the team really solve, first of all, try to solve their own problems, right? I try not to give any answers. Sorry. But ultimately, uh, analyzing those decisions and helping go through lessons learned, and kind of addressing that and doing things better the next time. And I think that's where the majority of my time goes, and just supporting the team. I I say that the CEO should not have any job that they don't want to be doing um, in the company. If one day you need to be let's go to battle, follow me kind of guy, or and then another thing you gotta clean some toilets or whatever the case may be, you got to do it. You just it's a big spectrum of things for sure, and I wouldn't recommend it to everyone. Uh, but it's rewarding in a way that you could see things being built, right? And you could see solutions being delivered, and ultimately for me, it's happy people, right? Like if I can make people's life happier, and whichever way, be it from my employees by helping them with their basic needs, and all the way to the clients, and really delivering significant infrastructure upgrades, and transformations into the new ways of doing things. It's definitely very rewarding to kind of see the solutions come to life, and really bring a benefit in making people happier.
Definitely, yeah. I love that, and I think it's so. I think one of the big, like the most important qualities of a successful CEO or founder always is going to come down to self awareness, right? It's always going to come down to understanding, how to put people in the right place that can do a job better than you, right? First of all,
Yes.
and knowing when to kind of like take a step back and be like, listen, I'm gonna let you handle this, and not being a what's the term, micromanaging person who wants to look over everything. But yeah, a lot of it, obviously things that you mentioned, I feel like are just great points to kind of be able to take home with you. Um, I am curious in terms of the sales and marketing realm, right? I'm sure that a lot of founders that I've talked to from MSPs and MSSPs or in the IT space, they're usually very tech based founders. It's what I've kind of noticed, right? They love technology, they love how it works. And when it kind of comes to the sales and marketing side, they're like, oh man, I don't like that stuff. But I'm curious in terms of, what are the challenges that you may be experiencing in the sales and marketing component of your business? And then if there's any advice that you can give to other founders or CEOs who are trying to start a business in terms of technology or MSSP or MSPs.
Sure. From the sales perspective, I feel like the biggest challenges is there's a level of saturation in our business, right? I think
Mm-hmm.
there's the cost of entry into our business is very small, and a lot of folks are getting into the business, into the industry. So that kind of creates a complexity for the new client to really understand what they're getting when they're being proposed.
Mhm.
And the concern is really being able to do an apples to apples comparison between different service offerings. We found that they're not the same. I think we've almost, every time we have a chance to compare apples to apples, we never find that they're comparable, right? That there's always something that there's a variance, and a lot of times significant. And so the problem that happens, I find, is in the sales is that the people that are buying it are doing it um, with not enough information, and they're making commitments without having really doing the diligence and really laying out the whole service offering on a single Excel sheet, multiple columns, and really compare line by line. What does this mean? What does this mean? What does that mean? Like, what do you do in this situation? What do you do in that situation? And so you end up really, maybe initially getting a very low bottom, starting price, but as things starts happening, other folks start increasing and charging for every little thing. Or you get somewhere in the middle, and you have a different service offering. Well, we don't do that. We don't do this type of thing. Um, so that's, I think, is the biggest challenge in the sales, like from what I've experienced in selling services for
Definitely. Yeah,
members.
no, I can definitely see that because, like you said, there's so many people coming inside the industry because of the fact that I think it's such a booming industry, right? Like everyone knows that IT and cybersecurity is only going to become more and more important in the future, right? And so everyone's trying to measle their way in, but it creates a problem, like you said, where you then as a company have to really showcase what it is that you do different than other companies. And sometimes I feel like buyers will sometimes group just, oh, you're an MSP, right?
Right.
Like, oh, you do
I got one.
this.
I got one of those. By
Yeah, we got, and it's like, no, like it's not what we do. Like, yeah, we're an MSP, but we do it different than Tom, Jane, and whoever it may be because that we added this, right? And so I think that's like really understanding the value proposition and kind of what you offer and how you are different than the market, right? That's super important in terms of just building that unique selling proposition. I think you guys do it really well with kind of saying the growth orientated. We're here to grow your business with technology, and I think that's some that I've talked to a lot of people. I haven't heard that one yet, so I definitely like that. Definitely like that.
yeah, it really
Um,
depends. Again, like one of our sales processes or first steps is what's your goal? Why are you coming to work? And
yeah,
and then we continue from there, right? Because just because of, hey, I need an IT company. Why?
yeah,
What? what do you need from them exactly? Right? Because we know, they're not all the same, and they're far from the same, uh, and so there's that, and then yeah,
definitely. I wanted to ask you in terms of mindset, right? I'm a big mindset guy. I love to
yeah.
think I think it's all kind of you can really push a lot of boundaries more than maybe what you expect, and I think that it always usually comes down to mindset. So I'm curious in terms of your opinion and maybe your take on it. What do you think is really needed in terms of mindset for a successful CEO founder, be a top performer in any business, C-suite executive? What do you think that it's really needed in terms of mindset?
Be ready to get up a lot because you're gonna fall down many times, and be ready to take on the challenges and not shy away from them, and be nice to your employees.
I
Uh,
like that.
I think that that's very important because especially in an MSP, you know, we are a service-based company. Right? We just happen to specialize in technology, but all we are is service. You know, and what our product is, or what I like to call our secret sauce, is our employees. and they're the ones that actually make our customers' lives better, right? So you need to be kind of aware of that, and really work with them and build them and kind of give them opportunities and challenge them, and uh, kind of be okay with some failures, and kind of again kind of get up from it quickly and kind of keep moving.
Yeah, no, I love that. I'm a big fan. I think, like you said, be ready to get up because you will fall.
Right.
There's no way that you won't, right? And it's you have to kind of develop that thick skin, and as cliche as it sounds, the perseverance, but it's true because like you're going to fall on your face many times, right? And it's being able to kind of pick yourself up, understand that every single failure you have is really a lesson in some
Right.
way or another. You learn it, you learn how to not do a thing,
Yeah.
right? Like,
That
okay,
would have been another good one, right? It's just every time you fall, isn't it? Make it count like a lesson you learn.
yeah. No, that's how I look at everything. I'm like, every single time there's a failure in business and whatever aspect of my life, I'm like, you know what? What can I learn from this? How
Right.
can I not have this happen again? Because I don't want this to happen again.
What does this reveal, right?
Yeah,
What do you see now that you didn't see before?
exactly, exactly. Well, what would you say your vision is, man, for the next 12 months for your company? Where are you guys trying to push towards? I know 5 to 10 year plans are kind of long. So what
Right.
about the next year? What's on the agenda?
Well, we definitely want to deliver on all of our promises to our customers exceptionally well. Number one, really provide the exceptional customer experience with all the services and all the different areas that our business touches. And we'd like to deliver on our promise to help the businesses grow faster and more profitably, and really uh, launching this new product that we've talked about earlier, which is the business intelligence tool that will really be installed in a number. We're shooting for 50 customers to have this by the end of next year. Is to really have this new, almost like I want to be called a competitive advantage, uh, and really yeah, get that off the ground and successfully help the businesses that get it to really be a competitive advantage among their competition.
Awesome, man. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, man. You've done a phenomenal job. I love getting the chance to kind of hear about what you guys are doing over there at Invar Technology and exactly your story and everything that comes with it. One last question, man, that I kind of like to ask
Sure.
everyone before we head out, and it's definitely a loaded question, so take your time on this one. But it's
All right, I'm ready.
if you had to
After this one, right?
if you had to summarize, some of the biggest life lessons you learned, maybe over your career, starting, being a CEO, what are some of the most important things that you've learned that you think you would like to share with the audience for them to kind of take with?
Yeah, definitely a good one. I think I could summarize it in a quote I heard somewhere that culture will eat business plan for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And to me, that means your people will climb to the new heights that you've never expected if you support them, and uh, you lead them in the good right way. And so I think that the biggest thing is take care of your people. Hire people that are smart, that are challenging, that are driven. Find a framework for how to look for them, and kind of find what the core values they should all possess and practice, and really build on that, and really hire, promote, and fire based on the core values, and that's going to really get you a really strong superstar team that will get you to the places that you want to go.
Amazing, amazing. I love it, man. I love it. Well, hey man, you've done an awesome job. Thanks so much for coming on. If people obviously want to check you out, they want to maybe take talk to you about your company, what you guys obviously specialize in, or they just want to connect with you. What are the best places to kind of go about that? Would it be
Yeah,
LinkedIn
I
or?
mean, our website, invar.nyc, invar.nyc, like in New York City. That's where we started. We are a national company now, but we started in New York City. So invar.nyc, our roots are still there. We're pretty big on LinkedIn and some other social media. Uh, yeah, just look us up and reach out to me directly as well if you'd like. Vadim at invar.nyc, very simple. VADIM at invar.nyc. And yeah, happy to have a conversation and help you grow.
Well, make sure to include those both in the description, please, guys. If you did watch and you want to contact him, please go and do so. They're obviously building something really special over there. So we do really appreciate you guys. If you did make it all the way to the end, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Comment maybe the favorite gem that Vadim dropped throughout this video, and we'll make sure to shout that out as well. But we hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care. Ciao.
Thank you. Thank you.